Okay, hang on, let me just get it up. Hang on. Okay, can you guys see me? Hang on, how do I do this? Okay, just checking, guys, if you're able to see me. Let me just check in. If you're able to see me, let me know in the chat. How do I remove this? This is getting a little bit annoying. Give me a second. I need my face to be up as a full screen. How do I do that? Okay, got it. All right, let me know, guys, if you're able to see me and hear me. Again, I'm not used to how this works, but hopefully I've managed to get it up properly so that you're able to see me, right? And hear me. Fantastic. All right, Rabbit says, hi, Julian, good to see you. AY, I believe he's Arisha, says, yes, Julian. All right, good to see you guys. If you guys can see me and hear me, just type in hello in the chat. Just want to make sure that the stream is all good before we actually get started, right? I want to make sure that everything is okay before we get started, because today we have quite important things to cover, right? I want to make sure that you guys get the most value of today. So please let me know, guys, if you are able to see me and can hear me. Trisha says, hello, good to see you. All right, where is Richard? Trisha, where is Richard? Sebastian says, oh, big gold drop. Exactly, gold drop a lot today. We're going to cover a little bit about gold as well. I mean, okay, I would say majority about gold, but I want you guys to be able to let me know if you're able to hear me and see me first. Yeah. All right. Angela says, hi, Julian. He's Rabbit. Okay, Rabbit Carrot Gun is him, Richard. Okay, got it. All right, got it. Hi, Julian. Bing Kiang says, hi, Julian. Okay, good to see all of you guys here. If you guys are ready to start, right, let's type in R for ready so that we are able to get started. Yumi says, hi. All right, good to see you. Hi. All right. Now, again, as usual, I have not had my dinner yet. So I'm going to try to wrap this up early so that I can go for my dinner. Is that cool with you guys? Have you guys had your dinner? Let me know in the chat. If you have had your dinner, let me know in the chat. Or maybe you're eating right now as we are doing this, okay? Which is, I would say, good, fantastic, right? I haven't had mine. I will have mine after I do this session. So just want to make sure that I give you guys the value that that you deserve first. Okay? Can have you guys? Okay. Trustee says are ready. Uni says ready. Okay, fantastic. Makan already one. Wow. Very good. Okay, fantastic. If you have eaten, very good. Let's get started and go to the charts. Okay, now before I go to the charts, okay, I want to mention something. Okay, so today's topic, what we're going to cover today is actually very simple. Let me put it in the charts and make it easy for you guys. Let me share my screen. Give me a second. Okay, are you able to see my screen? If you can, hang on. How do I remove this? Okay, good. Are you able to see my screen? If you can see my screen, can you just type in C for charts? If you can see the charts, just type in C for charts. Let's have gold for dinner. Oh, wow. I don't know if you can eat that. Okay, but okay. AY says, okay, thank you. Yes, had dinner. All right. If you can see my screen, just type in C for charts. Let me put my face up here a little bit so you guys can see me. All right, great. So I'm going to talk about a few things today. Number one, we're going to cover why is gold dropping. Okay, why is gold dropping? These are the topics for today. Right. Second thing, okay, how do we trade gold right now? Good enough. Okay, are these the topics that you think you would want to would interest you for today? Yes. If it is, type in why for yes, right? You're gonna find out why is gold having a massive dip, as what Sebastian mentioned. All right, and right now during this extreme volatility, how do we navigate around this? How do we trade gold in a way that is safe? Okay, all right. So this is what we're going to cover now. Let's talk about the first one first. Why is gold dropping? Okay, how many of you guys know, or were you guys surprised that gold did a massive dip? Let me know in the chat. How many of you guys were say you were surprised, or that gold had a massive dip, or is it something you already expected? Let me know in the chat. Okay, if you guys were surprised, as in like what's happening to gold, or like, oh, why is gold dipping, right? This unexpected. Okay, just type in S for surprise. Okay, Chesley say not surprised. Okay, those in my group one, I know that you shouldn't be surprised, okay, but the rest of you guys, what was your reaction, right? Or how did you, basically, how was your reaction when you first saw that? Okay, 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗹𝗃, so Indians stopped buying gold. Okay, I mean, I don't think that the population of people of India not buying gold affected the gold dip that significantly, to be honest. Okay, surprise, Eunice says surprise. How about the rest of you guys watching here? Right, we have about 70 people watching on YouTube and also from various different places. Let me know, guys. Didn't expect such a huge dip. This is what Arisha says. Okay. Okay, how about the rest of you guys? Okay, now let me share. For those of you who have been following me for some time, okay, my group, okay, I would say that you should know already, okay. But for the rest of you guys, I also did give you guys a warning before this week. Yes or no? Did I give you guys a pre-warning about what's happening? Did I give you guys? All right. Supreme Leader mentioned something. What goes up must come down. What did I say? I said exactly this sentence, right? What goes up must come down. If you guys don't know what I'm referring to, okay, basically I was actually covering this, or I shared about this in my YouTube video. How many of you guys, you watched my YouTube video and you saw that I talked about that? Let me know in the chat. Okay, which was the video? This one right here. Time to sell. I posted it 2 days ago. If you had watched this video, you would already expect that there is going to be a huge dip. Correct or not? Okay, why? Because as I mentioned in the video, now if you want to understand a little bit more in depth, okay, go and watch the video. Right, it's just a 30 minutes video. And guys, I want to tell you something. These kind of videos take me a long time to edit. I edit the videos by myself. All right, these videos, even though you see 13 minutes, but it can take me, okay, if I were to average it out, okay, I would say, oh, you guys cannot see. Can you guys see my screen? Give me a second. I just realized that you cannot see my screen. My screen is here. There you go. Okay, so this video, this is the video that I'm referring to. Go on 9-week rally. Okay. Now, all these videos, even though it's just 30 minutes, it actually takes me a long time to edit. I would say if I were to average it out, maybe 1 minute can take almost half an hour to 1 hour. So 30 minutes may take me almost like 1 whole day or half a day to edit it. Okay, so please guys, I already put in my effort, record these videos for you guys to watch. Please go and watch. Okay, I record and edit the videos by myself. I don't have any external editor that I'm getting to edit. Right, so it's all by myself. So I hope that you guys watch it and take action based on what is being shared. Because after all, this sharing, it's not for me, it's for you. All right, to prepare you for what's ahead. And most of the time, all these videos are very much time sensitive. Meaning that if you say that, okay, never mind, I don't want to watch now, all right, I will watch it when I'm free, okay, most likely you will have missed the boat. Because all these videos are time sensitive. They happen exactly, immediately as soon as, I post it up, maybe throughout the next week or so. All right. So please take your time to watch it. And if you have yet to subscribe to my channel, please go ahead and do so as well. I'm just going to put the link in the chat. Okay, Supreme Leader say can hire you to edit. Are you an editor? Supreme Leader? I don't know. Your name sounds like you are a dictator rather than you are a video editor, so I'm not sure. Okay, right. But anyway, regardless of what it is, okay, yeah, please try your best to watch my videos so that you are able to, get the best possible knowledge quickly. Okay. Now, in this video, all right, I just briefly talk about it. What I mentioned was gold has never been on a streak, winning consecutive streak, more than 9 weeks. Right? Let me see if I can pull up let me see if I can pull up the article or the research, right, that I can share with you guys. Give me a second. All right. So I want to show you guys this one right here. Let me make sure that I'm able to share the screen properly again, because again, I'm not really familiar with how to use this. Okay, let me check. Are you guys able to see this? You should be able to see this. All right. So if you look at this, notice in the previous history, right, historically, the most number of wins or weekly wins, I would say, is between, maximum is 9. 7 happened the most times. I think 7 happened about maybe 9 or 10 times, something like that. 8 times happened once, and then 9 times happened like 2 or 3 times. All right. So the highest is 9 weeks. The last time it happened was August 2020, right? And immediately after this 9 weeks rise, there was a pullback. So the pullback happened to be 22% going down. Right? The length of the pullback was 112 weeks, which was almost what? How long is 112 weeks? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. How long is 112 weeks? Now, if you want to verify this, whether is it accurate or not, you can actually do so yourself as well, right? You can actually go to the charts to see what really happened. Okay, so I'm going to go to the charts just to show you guys what happened in August. We're just going to go back in time just to see what really happened in August 2020. Give me a second. Let me go to 2020 August. Where's August? 2020 August here. All right. This was, okay, I go to the weekly chart so that we can see it easier. 2020 August, which is around here. Okay. So notice this was a 9 weeks consecutive streak as well. This is weekly candle, so each candle represents 1 week, right? This is 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, look at this, 9 weeks, All right, what happened after this? This was in August. If you have a look at it from, let's say, the price range, from here until the low, which is around here, this was how many percent? 19%. Was this accurate as what I mentioned just now? Actually, I mentioned about 22%. Not as accurate, but I would say depends on which chart you're watching. This chart happened to show that it was about 19%, 20% around there. Actually, no, sorry, my bad, because here was an even lower low. 22%. There you go, bingo. So this is where it is, right? 22%. All right. How long did it take to reach this low? If I were to pull this from the chart, you will see from this exact date all the way until here, until this area here, 112 bars. Each bar is 1 week, right? So which is 112 weeks. Just now, I asked you guys a question. How long is 112 weeks? Let me know in the chat, guys. How long is 112 weeks? 112 weeks is about 2 years, exactly, right? 1 year has 52 weeks. So times 2 is, slightly a little bit more than 2 years. That was what happened historically, guys. Think about it. And history always repeats itself. So if this can happen, what do you think we're expecting? Right? Just now you say that, oh, didn't expect such a huge dip, right? Let's take a look and see what is the current level of the dip. so far. All right. If I were to pull my price range from here until here, current dip is only 8.5%. Right? Current dip is only 8.5%. So can you say that you didn't expect such a big drop when actually it is not even half of the 22%? You get what I'm saying? Right? Now, doesn't mean that it will always be 22%. Okay? Let's take a look again at history to see what is the average. Right? I will say average. So, because we always know that history always repeats itself. So we try to look at history to see if there is some pattern that can be found. So here, August, 22%, right? Okay, next, we have another 9 weeks in May, 25%. Notice that, right? So can we already say that when you go up for 9 consecutive weeks, the pullback would be about 20-ish%? Would that be fair, guys? What do you guys think? Would that be fair? If I were to say that after a 9 weeks rally, there will be roughly 20% pullback. Would it be fair, guys? If it's fair, type in F for fair. All right. Looking at January 2003, 8 weeks. So this is 1 week short. This is already 18% pullback, which is already also close to 20%. So can I ask you guys, if I were to say that after a 9 weeks pullback, averagely we would be expecting at least maybe 20%. Would that be fair? Let me know in the chat, guys. All right, there you go. Okay. So don't ask me how I know there's a pullback. I'm basing it off history. I already warned you guys already. Right? This dip is just 8%. Come on, and it's just 2 days. You still have many weeks to go. All right. So how long will this take averagely? Okay. So we can see August. This one took about 2 years. Right. The 9 weeks in a row on May 2006. That was the previous time. Before the August 2020 one, this was about 5 weeks. All right. And in January 2003, 8 weeks up consecutively. The length of pullback was about 9 weeks. So would you say that at least the pullback will take a month? Would it be fair? 4 weeks. Would it be fair? Would it be fair, guys? If you were to say that. Now, will it exactly be 4 months or so? Could it be lesser? It could be. But would you say that based on history, right, at least minimum we will try to look for at least a 4 weeks pullback? All right, because if you look at all these pullbacks, right, averagely would you say that it will be around there? Because the shortest pullback was 1 week, right? After that 1 week, the next one was already 4 weeks, and then 5 weeks, so on and so forth. Is it fair, guys? Fair? All right. So if we were to say that it works, it's going to go down 20%, and we say that it will be at least for a 4 weeks pullback, let's go back to the chart and see up to where will it go down until. All right, let's have a look. So if you were to say that it will go down at least 20%, would you say that it will go down at least back until this area here? Would it be fair to say that? Would it be fair, guys? Now, is it possible that before you reach down here, you continue its way up? Possible as well, right? But I'm just basing off what history is telling us to kind of predict where will it go until. Could I be wrong? Could I be right? Maybe. Hey, but I'm just saying, if it's already 20%, I would say, hey, very, very possible that it comes all the way here. So guys, I'm already giving you guys a hint as to what is going to happen in the couple of weeks coming up. Right? I'm the one who's going to call it out first. I called it out during the YouTube video. If you watched it, you will know. Right? But now I'm just going to go a little bit more in depth to talk about what is the measure or how far it would likely go. Could I be wrong? Could I be right? hey, who knows? You will be able to see it in the coming few weeks. That's how you know, right? If it's 21%, it will be back to this area of 3,400. Right? So this is the first thing that we are saying, right? This is what we call as a structural pullback, because to be honest, gold going up so significantly over a short period of time, or not to say short period of time, but over a very quick, quick rise, is not healthy. It's not healthy. And price cannot go up and keep rising up forever. There has to be a pullback. Let me know in the chat. Why do you think that there's a pullback? Why do you think it's going to drop? I mean, besides India stopping to buy gold, whatever, right? Why else is the reason? Okay, obviously there's not a real reason. What do you think is one of the reasons? What do you think is one of the reasons, guys? Let me know in the chat. Come. Come share with me, guys. What do you guys think? No more money left to buy? Left to buy gold? No, why is gold dipping? What do you think is the reason? For cash. What do you mean by for cash? You mean that people are taking out cash? What does it mean? I'm not sure. Sebastian says, oh, liquid for cash. They are taking profit. Ah, very good. Okay, very good. This is a very, very good answer. Guys, all those people who have been stocking up gold, not you and I, we are retail investors, right? Our decisions, right, or our whatever that we are trading doesn't move the market. Okay, I'm talking about retail. I'm not talking about retail investors. I'm talking about the market makers, right? The big institutions, the whales, right? They are actually going to cash in their profits, sell in to lock in their profits. Exactly, right? So this is one of the reasons when gold shoot up so fast, they're in profits. They're going to lock in their profits, and that's the reason why they are actually selling it off, right? So many factors impact, like geopolitics. Okay, if he's talking about geopolitics, if you're talking about war and stuff like that, technically gold is a hedge. So people will buy gold and cause gold to go up. So if you're talking about it's because of uncertainty, that will cause gold to rise up instead of gold coming down, right? But if you're referring to, taking profits, okay, then yes, that's the reason. Right? Your dog barking for you, you can hear, guys. Okay, right. So that's the reason, all right. So this is a big thing that I want to share. Now that you guys are watching here, we have about less than 100 of you guys, 86 people. Right, I want to share something. Okay, every time, this is a hint for you guys, all right. Every time you see people queuing up to buy gold, or every time you hear people say, hey, now gold is going up, must buy gold. Guys, let me tell you, this is actually a sign that it's not the right time to buy gold. Okay? You hear, I'm going to repeat what I say. If you hear the layman, the average Joe outside there, right, queuing up to buy gold, or say that, hey, now gold is going up so high, let's buy gold now. Guys, I'm going to tell you, this is not the time for you to buy, because you will be the fool that gets wiped out. All right? Again, I don't want to be so harsh, but I'm just saying it as it is. Okay? When people are talking about it, it's already too late. You missed the boat. Just the same like when people talk about crypto, Bitcoin, right? When nobody's talking about it, when the market is down, that is the time for you to buy. But when people are saying, oh, Bitcoin or whatever other crypto is going up now, please go and buy. Guys, this is a red flag. Don't buy. Don't go in when people are talking about it, because there is a time where the whales will go and sell. So you need to be smart. All right, you need to be smart with it. How many of you guys understand what I'm saying? Supreme liquidity says exceed liquidity. Exactly. Right. So guys, are you guys understanding what I'm saying? If you guys are understanding what I'm saying, type in you for understand. All right, those who didn't come for this session, okay, too bad, they don't know, okay, because they didn't hear it from me, right? But for you guys, 90 of you here, please make sure that you understand it. It's not just for gold, it's for anything for the fact, right? When people say, hey, now's the time to invest into property, wow, the property price is good, guys, that is not the time, okay? Please. So I'm also giving you guys a hint with regards to the stock market as well, right? If you see the S&P going up so quickly, hey, everybody, let's buy all the Max 7 stocks. Okay, guys, you want to be where? I never say to go and lock out. I mean, to go and sell off all your stocks. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you need to be extra careful, because this is the time when the market makers are going to take their profits. Understand, guys? Understand, type in you. Okay, this is to prepare you not just now but in the future as well, because it's not going to be the first time that this happened. It happened many times before already. Okay, good. Glad to join our session. Okay, great. Don't FOMO. Okay, very good. Okay, now just now someone actually missed out what I mentioned, okay, which is this guy, 𝗏𝗏𝗶𝗹𝗃. How much will gold go down like me? I'm going to repeat it one more time for the sake of 𝗏𝗏𝗶𝗹𝗃. Since you may have missed the beginning portion when I actually talk about how much I predict. Okay, I wouldn't say I wouldn't say that this is confirmed, right? It's guaranteed, but this is what I predict will happen. Okay, basically, I'm just basing it off history. It's not something that I just come up from my ass or whatever, right? And just give you a number. I'm just basing off what has happened before, all right? So if you have a look at history, let me just go back to this one here, all right? If you have a look at history, you can see 9 weeks of consecutive rise, there is a 22% pullback, right? May 2006, 9 weeks of consecutive rise, there is a 25% pullback. Now, it only happened twice, as we can see right here. There is no data for, after that, so I can't give you any more, Of course, it would be better if we have more data to refer to, right? But there's only twice. So I am just basing off this fact, 22%, 25%, I'm just saying roughly, right? 8 weeks rise is 18%. So I'm just saying roughly it might be 20% pullback, right? Again, I might be right, I may be wrong. We'll see. You will see in the coming weeks, right? So if it does pull back 20%, where will it be going down until, right? So if you come back to this, all right, 20% dip from the top here would be roughly around this area, which is in line with the start or the source of gold going up, right? Coming back to exactly where gold first started is push up, right? Does it mean that gold will be bearish, right? If you look at it from the weekly perspective, even if gold comes all the way back down here, right, and go up, all right, from this area right here, it did not create a break of structure, right? It did not create I would say a lower low. This is still probably in line with it's just creating a higher low, right? It's just creating a higher low, that's all. It doesn't mean that gold will be bearish from the weekly perspective. Now, if gold breaks through this area, comes lower, closes below, then I would say, okay, yes, possibly gold will be bearish from the weekly time frame. But if not, if gold does not do that, gold just comes in here and continues its way up, it is still basically a higher high, higher low. You guys can see now. You guys understand what I'm saying? All right. It's still higher high and higher low. So it's just a structural pullback, which is completely normal. It should happen this way. Understand? All right. If you guys find this to be valuable, type in V. V for value. Okay. If you guys find this to be valuable, okay, please type in V for value. Okay. Full margin buy at 3400. Wow. Okay. Please, guys. Don't say, how to say, don't put me in that spot. Okay, I never say that this is a 4D number. Okay, please. Let me see what other questions you guys have. Value, okay. All right, let me see. Sell your house and your wife. Okay, I didn't say that. Okay, all right, a bit dangerous. Okay, I never say that. 𝗵𝗃𝗃𝗀𝗃 says, if increase SL to 150, 200 pips, we're only taking 80 pips. 𝗓𝗃𝗃𝗃, what does it mean? RR very bad. I mean, of course, if you are taking only 80 pips, then it's going to be better, right? So, don't enter a trade if you think that the risk to reward is not very good. Okay, now we are going to move on to the next portion first, right? Which is, how do we trade in this instance? Right now we know that why gold is dropping. Next question we want to ask ourselves is, how do we trade gold right now? If this is your question, type in how in the chat. If you also have this question like, oh, gold is so volatile right now, what do we do? Type in how in the chat. Right, if this is your question, guys, type in how. Then we will go through the how. Okay. All right. So again, for those of you who want to stay in the loop, right? As in you want to keep yourself updated as to what's happening to gold, or not just gold, but you know, the S&P in general, or even some of the stocks. Okay. Please go and subscribe to my YouTube, so that you are able to catch the videos as they are released, right? For these videos that I share, it's usually on Sunday at around 9 p.m. ish, right? So go and subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you don't miss that out. If not, then don't say that I didn't tell you in advance that gold is going down, right? So I'm just going to put the link in the chat again, right? Go and click on it so that you are able to subscribe to me. All right, now, yeah, how? Okay, they say how. Victor also say how, supportive student. Okay, very good. Okay, so good. Since you guys asked me how, let me share how. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to, let me go back to my charts again. Okay. Now, to answer this question, all right, first thing I want you guys to understand, all right, is that market direction is still of utmost importance. Okay, what do I mean by that? If we now know that the direction is bearish, for example, okay, this is the trend right now, then my question is that, should you focus more on buying or should you focus more on selling? What do you guys think? Right, I repeat the question again. Okay, if we know that the main direction is now going to be more sells, my question to you is this: should you be focusing more on selling or should you be focusing more on buying? That's the main question. All right. Okay. So basically, you want to be able to follow the market direction, whatever it is, right? Follow the market direction. That's the first thing, right? Because when you ride the trend, let's just say if you know that it's going to sell, then you just try to focus more on sell. You already won half the battle because you are not fighting against the traffic. Does it mean that if it sell, can you not buy? You still can. Just make sure that you know where to cut if the market goes against you. So following the direction already helps you win half the battles. Understand so far? Right, this is the first thing that I'm going to share with you. Second thing is this. All right, just now Richard or 𝗵𝗵𝗃𝗀𝗃 was actually mentioning about risk management. Right, now this is the next thing that I'm going to talk about, risk management. Absolutely crucial, even at this present time, even more at this present time. Why? Because if you have a look at how gold is moving, do you guys notice that a 1 minute candle can now be moving? Let me just remove this. I'm going to remove all these drawings so that it doesn't disturb us. Okay, if you have a look at this M1, right? M1 meaning that each candle represents 1 minute. Do you guys notice that the M1 candle is moving significantly faster as compared to how it used to? Last time I would say M1 candles would move at 20 pips, 10 pips, so on and so forth. Right now, all right, this morning, if you guys saw in my Telegram, I actually posted about this. This is the M1. This one candle itself is 8:30, right? Itself is already 250 pips. 1 minute. So which means what? If you happen to enter a sell here, and in 1 minute the market moves, pump like that. Hey, I don't know. Potentially your account may be wiped out. All right. So you need to make sure that you take care, even more careful of your money management. Right? Look at what is happening to another 200 pips. One candle, one M1 candle. Right? This is what's happening right now. Okay? I think yesterday M1 moved around like 300 pips or something like that. Without news, this is not even referring to during news. It's around 200 pips. Right, so far I would say I remember there was once that M1 moved like 300 pips. I think was it this one? Let's see. Close. This one is about close to 300 pips, 270 pips. Right. So this is something that's occurring in the more recent times. Back when I started trading 2002 around there, never moved so quick, so fast. Right. I mean so quick and so much in such a short amount of time. So right now you have to adapt. It's either you adapt or you don't trade. That's it, right? So what does it mean? It means that this kind of movements, you have to expect it to happen more frequently from now on already, right? So how do you protect yourself? Right? When I talk about risk management, first thing definitely is your lot size, right? If you think about it, if you use, let me see if I can have it. Okay. If you have an example, I'm just giving you guys an example, right? Let's just say you have a $1,000 account, all right? If you use 0.01, all right, and the trade moves against you 100 pips, okay, how much do you lose? Do you guys know? How much do you guys lose if it moves against you? Yeah, so Arisha mentioned that this used to happen when it was red news, right? But now, guys, there's no need to have red news. Even early morning, you already can move 200 pips, right? Yeah. Okay. So if you are using 0.01, if the trade moves 10 pips, you make $1. If the trade moves 100 pips, you make, or you make $10. So in this case, if it moves against you by 100 pips, the max you are losing is $10. Okay, guys, understand what I'm saying? So in that case of that M1 candle moving up $200, what is the max loss? Let's just say it moved up $200 using just now that M1 candle. What is your maximum loss for this trade? If you're using 0.01. What's your loss, guys? Hello. $20. Will you blow your account? Yes or no? Will you blow your account? What do you guys think? No. Okay? You wouldn't. So why do people blow their accounts? It's because they use too big of a lot size. Really. Right? Maybe ignorance. You don't know. You don't know that suddenly market is moving so quickly. That's why you use 0.5 or whatever. Right? If you use 0.5, if it goes up 100 pips, you are immediately down by 500. That's half of your account. If you use 0.5 and it moves up by 200 pips, your account is gone. Nada. Zilch. Okay, gone. That's why money management is even more important at this present moment. You cannot afford to use too big of a lot size just because you want to, hopefully I can catch a great move and I can become a millionaire in an instant. Guys, you can become a millionaire, you can also lose all that in an instant as well. So guys, please make sure you take care of your money management. I cannot emphasize this enough. If you use a small lot size, how long will your account, right, blow up? Even if this goes against you, okay, you see, if it goes against you 1,000 pips, what is the loss that you're making, guys? If this trade goes against you 1,000 pips, what is your loss? Guys, look. $100, guys. Does this blow your account? Does this blow your account? What do you guys think? Yes or no? Does it blow your account? Does it cause you to have a margin call? No, right? Impossible that you blow your account with even a 1,000 pips dip, guys. So you see what's the issue? Is the issue really with the trade is not good? Trading is not good, you cannot make money? Or is it that you have poor money management? Right? When people lose money, is it that, hey, cannot make money at least? Right? Can so easily blow my account. Of course, you use such a big lot size, you want to become an instant millionaire, then of course it will be, that's the case, right? So you see, guys, at present, okay, if I were to use just today's example as today's price movement as an example, right? Let's just say you started trading at 8 o'clock today, right? You see price move up. Let's just say for whatever reason you enter a sell over here, okay? So the price move up actually 1,500 pips, okay? Using a 0.01. Again, you stupidly entered exactly at the bottom here, okay? As an example. So even at 0.01 times 1,500 pips, your max loss is only $150. It doesn't blow your account. Unless you say that, you enter from the top here. You guys understand what I'm saying? Okay? You enter from the top here. Let's see how big is this movement for now. This movement is 3,600 pips. Right? 3,600 pips. It doesn't even blow your account. Still, 3,600 pips. $360. You guys can see what I'm trying to say, right? Can you guys understand? Of course, if you put 0.5, okay, then your account is going to blow. All right. So the main thing is why I keep on emphasizing on this is I want you guys to understand that it's not the fault of the market that your account blow. The fault of the market, the fault is on you if you use too big of a lot size. Okay, so this one, very, very important. Use a smaller lot size when you trade. Okay, second thing is this, right? Just now, you should actually mention something about the stop loss, right? Yes, because of this volatility, you can or you should increase the lot size, the stop loss range that you enter, right? You cannot do 50 pips because instantly it will pop and then hit your stop loss, right? So I would recommend that you increase your stop loss size. Now, how do you decide on where to put your stop loss? This will actually have to depend on what is the setup that you're doing. I cannot say for certain what is, where you should put your stop loss. But personally, for me, I always use market structure as an indication of where my stop loss is. For example, let's take an example of this here, okay? So if you were to see this area right here, price is creating what? Lower low and lower highs, correct? Oops. Is this correct, guys? Is this creating lower low and lower highs? Yes or no? Guys, is this creating lower low and lower highs? Yes, huh? Okay, so now, if you want to enter buys over here, right? What must you see happen here? You want to enter buys, what must you see happen here? Right? And when this is created, okay, this high and this low, is this, I'll just stop here first, at this present time here, is this still indication of it going down, or has a higher high been created here? Over here, has a higher high been created? Yes or no? No higher high, right? This is still lower than this, right? So if you were to enter, okay, let's just say you want to enter sell, you want to enter sell, okay? Because if you actually know how I trade, let's just say SR or RSS, right? Okay, you can see over here that there is actually a very clear RSS, correct? How many of you guys can see? Can you guys see RSS? R, break S, break S, break S, new S. Okay, I talk about sell first, since we are seeing the sell here. Correct? So where's the sell? Sell is actually around here, right? You guys see? Can you see? Can you see, right? Sell is supposed to be here, right? So did price go down? Yes, it actually went down here. Right? Now, how do we consider this sell to be invalid? It's invalid when instead of going down, what it does is it's creating a breakout, correct? Now, so at this present time, okay, can I ask you, oops, did a higher high get created here? Did a higher high get created? Yes or no? So does this now indicate that the structure has now shifted to become bullish? Yes or no? Does it give you an indication that, hey, there's a breakout that's happening right now, right? And it tells me that market wants to go up. Yes or no? Yes. So there you go. When you see that this happens, then close the trade up, because you already know that the likelihood of price, going up is much higher since a higher high has already been created. So I would put, right, I will actually try to see where is the area that would invalidate this sell, right, which is going to be somewhere around here, right? If price breaks above this, I already know that market is going to shift to go up. So this is how I put in the stop loss. That's how I do it. It's not like, oh, 100 pips SL or whatever. Hey, guys, you have to base off market structure. Okay, got it so far, guys? Is this clear? Is this clear so far? All right, so now, if we were to look at it from the other direction, okay, before I move on, guys, can you just tell me, is it clear? Let me know in the chat so I know whether, whether you guys understand or don't understand. Okay, very good. Right, so now, if I were to, let me just do this. If I were to look at it from the other side, right now, since we know that a higher high is being created, correct? Is this creating a higher high and higher low? Yes. Is this now creating higher high and higher low? Do we use M30? Up to you. I'm just showing you this as an example. You can even see it in M1, in H1, same thing. Right? Can you still see? It depends on the setup, right? If this is a M30 setup, then I use M30. Okay, guys, higher high and higher low, right? Okay, so right now, okay, you can even use M15. Okay, I'm just using this as an example because you can clearly see the movements, a little bit more in depth over here. So around here, okay, for example, this creating higher highs and higher lows. So, okay, we know now hindsight that it actually went down, all right? But if I were to go back in time and show you from this perspective, all right? At which point does this invalidate this entry of buy, right? Because you see, high highs and higher lows being created, right? So naturally, we are expecting for price to come down and continue its way higher. Yes or no? Will you agree with me on that? Will you agree with me that we want to enter buys here, or it's logical to enter buys here because it's creating higher highs and higher lows? Will you agree with me that it makes sense? Yes. All right. Great. So right now, since this is happening, okay, you can enter your buys here. However, you also want to know where is the area that if this thing happens, there is no longer a higher high and higher low, but a lower low will be created. Which point is it? All right, which point? Would you say that when price breaks through this low here, right? That means it creates an even lower low than this, that it will have considered to be invalidated. Would you agree with me? Would you agree with me that if price were to come down and close lower than this low, we consider it as being invalidated? Agree? If agree, type in A for agree. Right? Because if it doesn't close below, this is still higher low. You have to close below for this to now become a lower low. Agree? So there you go. This would be the area that you set your stop loss. 4125. Also, just slightly below, so that you protect yourself. So if you set your stop loss here, all right, let's go and play and see what happens after that. Right? The price go up, it went out a little bit. However, after that, boom, it went down. But you have your stop loss here. You are protected. So you wouldn't have to take the brunt of all this. Right? You wouldn't be losses 600 or 7, whatever, 1,000 over pips. Because you have already blocked yourself from making that loss. Right? Instead, your loss is like 150 pips, or depending on where you enter. 100 pips, depending on where you enter. All right, so this is what I mean. Okay, using market structure to determine where your stop loss is. Okay, got it so far? All right, now, next thing that you want to do. Okay, guys, if you understand so far, or if this is something that you are learning something so far, just type in B for value if you find that this to be valuable. If you find that this is valuable for you. All right, there's one more thing that you should put as priority at this present moment, which is what? CP. Okay, anyone of you know what is CP? Right. Do you know? Anyone know what is CP? Okay, if you don't know, just type in the chat. CP. CP stands for capital preservation. Preservation. Type in CP in the chat. CP for capital preservation. Okay, very important. Right, what do I mean by capital preservation? Okay. Assuming that you are entering a setup like this. Okay, I give an example. Right, let's talk about this buy here, since we know that in the end it went down. Right. If I were to go to a smaller time frame, okay, assuming that we wanted to enter this buy, let's just say over here, we want to enter and this demand zone here. Okay, for those of you who know supply and demand, this demand zone here. Okay, now did price go up from this area? Yes or no? Did price actually go up from this area here? Yes or no? Yes, it did. Okay, so you see, price, if you enter at the bottom here, is actually price went up until here. It's about 150 pips. Okay, let's just say you entered halfway, middle over here. All right, halfway here, which is also still a modest like 90 over pips. Okay, after you enter, can you, when the price go up, because the price did go up, right? Let's just say if you enter and price go up over until here, right? 50 over pips. Okay, or if you enter here, price go up until here, this was even like even more, right? Let's just say, okay, you enter over here. Example, okay, I shift it up higher a bit, you enter here. Okay, now if price go up, can you set your break even? Yes or no? After price has gone up, can you set your break even? Any one of you guys don't know what is break even? You guys know what is break even? BE. Type in BE in the chat. If you know what is break even, type in BE. If you don't know, type in NO. NO for no. If you know what is break even, type in BE in the chat. If you don't know, type in NO. Then I will explain. Okay. All right. Okay. Seems like majority of you know what is it now. Okay. So do I need to explain? I don't know. Do I need to explain? Seems like you guys know already. Anyone don't know what is break even? Don't know, type in NO so that I can explain. If you know, then I don't need to talk about it. Okay, seems like all of you guys know. All right, good. Okay, so if you know what's that, great, fantastic. All right, so if price goes up, immediately shift your stop loss above here so that you protect your profits. When price comes down, right, it hits your break even, you are still in profit. Yes or no? Just that you are profiting lesser. But does it mean that you lose money? No. Right? A lot of people have the impression that your break even must be exactly at the price that you enter. No, you can shift it higher. Maybe I would say 10 pips higher. That's fine. Right? And the next question you will ask me is that, Julian, then how do I ride the wave up? Because if I just set it such a low price, then when price comes down, I will lose my profits, right? So what you want to do is you want to take your partials as the price goes up. So let's just say your entry is, let's just say you put 0.03 example, right? As price goes up, then you take a partial profit of 0.1, for example. 0.01, sorry. So then here we'll be left with 0.2. Right? Price goes up higher, you take another 0.01. So then you'll be left with 0.01. Right? So you can take partial profit. Of course, if you only enter 0.01, one layer of 0.01, okay, then there's not much partials that you can take. But if you have it slightly bigger, for those of you who have a slightly bigger account, then take partials as it goes up. Is this clear, guys? Does it make sense? If it makes sense, type in MS for makes sense. This is what we call as capital preservation. This is something that in my Genesis speech premium, I always say that I always mention about this to remind. Price go up, ready? Take profit and set break even if you want to hold. Set BE if you want to hold. Because the reality is this. I don't know if price is going to go against you or not. If you have set your break even like you were supposed to, then you will be safe. Because when price comes down, you are still not losing any money. You may profit lesser, but you did not lose money. Got it, guys? Alright, so this is the few things that I want to share about in order for you guys to protect yourself from crazy incidents like this. Right? Okay, now next thing I want to talk about. Okay, guys, one more thing. Oh wait, I noticed something. Hey guys, those of you who were in my Genesis premium, I'm not sure whether you guys can watch the video or not. You can see right that price actually went down to 2,295 pips, guys. You guys watch the video? Oh, this one straight away drop. Okay, anyway, the video that I shared about the sell. Okay, anyway, besides the point. Okay, now, last thing that I want to mention. Is this. Wait, let me go back to my. Okay, here. I'll come back to this. Okay, last thing is this. Last thing I want to share with you is about I'll say choosing the trades, choosing your battles. Okay, the proper term is picking your battles, right? Picking your battles, right? Now, just because there's a setup does not mean that you always have to enter trades, right? Not always that you have to enter trades. You have to evaluate the quality of the setup first before you enter. There are certain trades that even though I see, okay, it's in, seems pretty good, but I choose not to enter. All right, why or how do I make the decision? Okay, now, this is a little bit based on experience, I would say, right? And maybe there's a few factors that you have to consider. But one of the easiest thing that can help me with my decision is, does the risk to reward make sense or not? Right? I give you an example. Right? Let's just say that if you want to enter, okay, let's just talk about okay, example, let's talk about this here. This one here, M30 here, there's a potential area that we can actually enter sell over here, right? Okay. This one is a drop-based drop, okay, and it's also RSS in a lower time frame, okay. So over here, potentially you can enter. However, if you actually have a look, right, this area here until here is over 200 pips zone. So if your entry is 200 pips, right, your risk, okay, now where is your stop loss that you're gonna have to put? You're gonna have to put it slightly above here, right? Making your risk around almost 300 pips. So if your risk is 300 pips and you want to profit maybe 50 pips, then does it make sense for you to enter? Right? As I said, you can see it's going down already, okay, but this is besides the point, right? Does it make sense for you to enter if the risk to reward is not there? So I will also have a look, hey, is there a way that I can actually make my entry smaller? Is there a way that I can make my risk lower so that I protect myself? Right? Again, I don't want to dive too much too in depth into this, but this is one of the considerations, especially for me, right, on whether I should take a particular entry or not. Guys, how many guys are still following so far? Or you guys enter this trade as I was mentioning it? Are you guys following? If you are following, type in F. I just mentioned that this is the RSS, right? You can see price here coming up. Yeah. But anyway, I'm sharing this. I mean, I'm doing the session, so I didn't actually give any entries, right? But let's see. Anyone of you take this entry here? Let's see how much you go. Oh, right now 100 pips already. Following. Anyone of you take this entry? I just mentioned it straight away go down. Look at this. Right? Okay, how fast you go down in 2 minutes. 100 pips, 2 minutes. Okay. Besides the point, besides the point. Okay, but you guys understand what I'm saying, right? So look at the entry and then decide for yourself. Hey, is this something that, you know, is it something that I should enter? Right? Because not trading is also an action. Right, guys, type in the chat. Not trading is also an action. If you choose to stay out because you are number one, unsure of whether this is a good trade or not, right? Or you feel that it's a bit too risky for you to enter, that is also an action for you not to lose money. Right? Understand, guys? Okay, if you can just type in the chat, right? Not entering is an action. Right? Or not trading is an action. You don't have to force entries, especially when you're unsure, right? Or you are, or you have the feeling that, well, I don't think it's a good trade. You don't have to force a trade, right? Last time people always ask me, Julian, how come you don't give like 20 signals a day? Guys, you think about it. If I give 20 signals, is there a higher chance that you lose more? Think about it, right? The more entries that you give, higher chance of losing the trade, because it's a probability thing, right? However, if you choose good quality trades, the chances of you losing is lesser. So this is something that you want to take note of. You don't have to enter every single trade. You don't have to force an entry if you are unsure about it. Okay? Got it, guys? All right. Okay, so if you guys feel that this is valuable, all right, especially for those of you who actually have yet to, learn a little bit more in depth on how I actually do this, okay? And I also know that some of you have been asking me, hey, Julian, when are you going to reopen your 𝗀𝘕 Premium again, right? I did mention that it is closed, right? And it's really close. I didn't open it, but okay, the next time I'm going to open it will actually be shared inside here. All right. So if you actually have a look at, let me just double check. If you actually have a look at this link that I am just about to put up, let me just put out the QR code right now. Okay. If you scan this QR code, it will actually lead you to this page. Right, and you can see when is the next time I'm opening up the class, 6th of November, right? So you see, this is the only time I'm opening up, right? So don't ask me when is the next time I'm opening up, is here. So if you miss this, then you have to wait for the next time, which I don't know when. You can see here, this is the only session that is available next for you to join in. For those of you who have been asking me, how do I join your 𝗀𝘕 Premium? This is the only class that will open, right, in order for you to join. Other than that, you don't have ready. Okay, so for those of you who find that, hey, this is valuable, right, if you want to get people to join in, maybe your friends or whatever, right, then just share with them this link. I will put the link in the chat as well, right, so that you are able to share it with your friends if you want. Okay, so the link in the chat is 𝗿𝗏𝗿.ly/GEM, right, -REG. GEM is in 𝗀𝘕 enhanced masterclass, right? And -REG, which is registration. Okay, can. Okay, great, huh? Fantastic. Okay, guys. Any questions so far? Before I wrap up this session, any questions that maybe you have that I can help to answer? Let me know in the chat. Any questions, guys? This is your chance to ask me some questions before we wrap up this session. Okay, any questions? Let me go back to my slides. Any question, guys? No? No question, then just say no question. Then we can wrap up. All good? If no question, just say all good. Then we can wrap up. Right. So, no question. Any question? Hello, guys? Is it better to trade higher time frame? Let me just see your question. Is it better to trade higher time frame for current since movement is big? Well, yeah, you can, but still the same. Higher time frame also have big movement, as in, if you look at, for example, if you're trading only H4, right? This, okay, I don't know what method you use to trade, all right, but let's just say, as an example, you are entering in, I don't know, let's just say, okay, I'll give you an example. I just say that, okay, let's just say you're taking this resistance, right? So you want to enter a sell at this resistance. Just an example, right? You will see that price move up here is also 300 pips before coming down. So you can use a bigger time frame, but you know that bigger time frame will be even bigger in terms of the movement, right? So I would say that you still need to be able to manage it in that sense. Doesn't mean cannot, right? Bigger time frame usually is for those who have not much time to monitor, right? Then you trade a bigger time frame. Yes, I would say that's possible, right? Let's just say you know that, okay, I want to enter here. So because you know that it's going to go up, right? This area here. Okay, how do I know this area is going to go up? I did mention that in my video, my YouTube video, right? So let's just say you have one entry over here, right? Then you just hold for a long period. Hold for a longer period. Okay, can. All right. Any other question, guys? No question. Okay, great. So if there are no questions, hopefully I've actually given you guys value, right? And you guys were able to learn how to actually do this trading in the current times. I would say it is a bit more challenging, right? No doubt, it's a bit more challenging, especially for those of you who are completely new, but you have to adapt as it goes along, right? Because if you don't adapt, how do I change it back? One second, let me put this back up. Okay, great. You guys can see it. Okay, so I would say that you have to adapt as it goes along, right? Because it's either you adapt and change, or you don't trade. That's all I can say, right? If you think it is very volatile for gold, okay, maybe look at other asset classes. Maybe look at other Forex pairs, right? There's also another option as well. Forex pairs are usually slower in terms of their movement, right? So yeah, do that. If you talk about even like the Nasdaq, or you're trading, for example, yeah, mostly like all those Nasdaq futures, those are also very fast moving. So you have to still adapt as well, right? 𝗏𝗏𝗶𝗹𝗃 asks, this will be on YouTube later. Yes, I believe so. Yeah, you can go and watch it. We watch this on YouTube as well. Usually I will repost, I will not delete the live Right. So far, guys, has this been useful for you? Has this session been useful? If it is useful, can I get you guys to share with me your biggest takeaway in the chat, so that I know that you've gotten some value out from this session? All right. Share with me your biggest takeaway. I know we cover a lot of things, but if it was only one thing that you could have taken away, the biggest one, what is it? Let me know in the chat. Any other currency pair that you think is easier to trade? Usually like EU, GJ is really fast as well. GJ as in JBP, JPY. Euro, USD slower. Like you can even trade those like minor pairs, for example like GBP and ZD. Those are also okay, right? GBP, AUD. Yeah, I like to trade more GBP pairs, right? But if you want others, it can even be like Euro, JPY, those kind. Okay, can guys? All right, guys, come share with me your biggest takeaway, right? That you have gotten from this session. Okay, Adeline says, setting your stop loss based on market structure. Okay, very good. How about the rest of you guys? Your biggest takeaway? Because we cover a lot of things, I want to make sure that there is at least one takeaway you gain from this session. Okay, Aki also says, XAU USD gold is expected to be a 4 weeks dip, might be in the range of 3,400, possibly. Yeah, right. Victor says, position sizing very important. Absolutely, right. Even more important during this point in time, right? CM says risk management, right? That's a big takeaway for you, right? Risk management in terms of what? Lot size, right? And also stop loss may need to be slightly bigger a bit, but you still need to manage that risk, right? And then Angela says higher stop loss, smaller lot size, capital preservation. Very, very good. Okay. Arisha says capital preservation as well. Yeah, this is absolutely key. Right? When price goes up, if you don't immediately shift it, then you are at risk of making a winning trade into a losing trade. Right? When you can easily profit already, just that you profit lesser only. A lot of times people are like, oh, but then my profit is so little. Hey, you want to lose or you want to profit lesser? Which one? Which one is more important for you? Right? This is why we talk about capital preservation. You make lesser, is still better than losing the trade. And right now, I know a lot of even my Genesis Fit students, they are doing this as a full-time thing. So when you're doing this as a full-time thing, right, this is your salary, even more important for you to protect that capital. Right? Some of them are retirees, I know. Right? Retire already, no more active income coming in. You don't protect your capital and you lose it because the movement is so fast, I don't know what to say. Right? So you have to make it into a habit. Price go up already, straight away shift your stop loss over to the above your entry price or below your entry price, depending if you are buying or selling. Okay. Not every setup is a good trade. Changes in your sell, position sizing, risk management, capital preservation. Okay. Fantastic, guys. Okay. So I hope that this session has been helpful. Again, guys, 9:20. I say that I want to keep this short, 1 hour, but I don't know. I guess I always under promise, over deliver, right? So right now I'm very, very hungry. So if it's okay, guys, I'm gonna go for my dinner right now. Okay. Yeah. Anything else, guys? Okay, I think that's about it. We can wrap up this session. Okay. Thank you for coming on. Again, hopefully this session has been valuable for you. All right. Just say thank you, Julian. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. So with that said, guys, thank you for your sharing. Enjoy your dinner. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you, Julian, for sharing. All right. So subscribe to my YouTube if you haven't. For those of you who want to join in Genesis Fit Premium, again, the class I mentioned is opening on 6th, I think that was the date, right? 6th of November. Here is the QR code if you want to sign up for the next masterclass, which is the 2 hours class. If you haven't joined in, if you join in already, then no need to join in again, right? But for those of you who have not, right, this is the link. if you want to invite your friends, right, to join, okay, please do as well, because again, I'm here to help as many people as possible. The link is in the chat. You share the link with your friends so that they will have an opportunity to learn as well. Even if you don't think that they want to sign up whatsoever, then might just go and let them join. Anyway, the class, the 2 hours class is free, right? So get them to sign up for it and join in to here. All right. So with that said, guys, thank you so much, guys. See you, and Julian here signing off. Bye-bye. Have a good dinner. Texter. Okay, thank you so much. All right, see you guys.